Terrific to have you back on the Geelong Regional Footy Show. I'm Wes Cusworth, your host, and I'm joined by Josh Conway now as we talk GFL, and I'm particularly interested in that dramatic finish, Bell Park, St Mary's.
Yeah, so Bell Park hosted St Mary's. St Mary's came into the match second on the ladder, ahead of Bell Park, just by a game. And a real thrilling contest. Bell Park looked to have things sewn up late in the third term. They were as much as 32 points up, and then St Mary's finally clicked into gear. They got a bit of their outside run going. Tom Gillies kicked 4 goals in the third term, ended up with 6 for the day, playing at full forward. And in the end, they took the lead. Wes laid on St Mary's, but then with a minute 20 to go, reviewed the tape today, and check out Bell Park's Instagram too. They've got a good video of the final moments up there. But a minute 20 to go, Jackson Bright took a mark and slotted a set shot very calmly to take a 1-point lead, and from there they weren't headed and held on in what was probably the game of the season between two excellent teams.
Two excellent sides, but can either of them seriously threaten St Joey's? I know you're a massive fan of Joey's.
I'm a massive fan, unashamed fan too, it must be said. It's going to be hard, Wes, but look, as Steve Clark said, the Leopold coach, to me over the weekend, once you get into the finals, as long as you get that ticket into the door, as he said, anything can happen. Stranger things have happened than St Joey's losing a game for the season. They're still on track to be the first side since North Shore in 1998 to be go undefeated through the home and away season. But look, it's going to be hard. St Mary's or Bell Park are the two. I don't think Colac are quite at their level. They sit in fourth and are pretty comfortable there at the moment. But yeah, St Mary's, Bell Park are definitely the two. Bell Park still have a bit of work to do on their outside game. They're still very suited to the contested side of things, while St Mary's are a bit more balanced. So Simmons Stadium may expose the Dragons, but then again, you never really know. But certainly it'll be hard. Anyone would be hard pressed to beat Joey's this season, I would have thought.
Now, Buzz, if you don't know the answer to this question, just make something up. But we talk about these top teams. I think Tim Sheringham by now would be the longest serving coach at the one club. Now that Otis is going to leave Leopold. So do we have a new coach at Leopold? Heath Jamieson with Joey's, is he coaching on next year? And Tim Sheringham with Luke Rayner, how are they looking?
Yeah, well, firstly with Heath Jamieson from St Joey's, there's no official word whether he's going on or not next season. Been there for a while now. Luke Rayner and Tim Sheringham have done an excellent job with Bell Park, sharing the coaching duties. Tim obviously still playing. Luke just on the sidelines with the coaching duties. And they've done a really good job to rejuvenate a Bell Park side who were sort of waning towards the end of last year. They weren't firing on all cylinders, a bit like Leopold this season. They weren't really in that top echelon which they've moved themselves into this year.
St Albans have had 3 of the past wins in the past 3 rounds. Can they go with 5 wins with 2 games to go?
They could comfortably, Luke. They've got a favourable draw after only winning 1 game up to a month ago. They've won their past 3 against sides they probably would hope to be beating in North Shore, Geelong West and Lara, but they could conceivably finish a season with 5 wins. And for a side of their development and where the stage of their development they're at, I think finishing with 6 wins for the year is probably a decent result for them going into next season.
What are the different scenarios as we approach finals time?
Yeah, so Leopold can just write everyone off and just get rid of all the nerves at Leopold Memorial Park. They just need to win 1 game out of the next 2 against Newtown and North Shore. If they win one of those games, that's all she wrote. They make the finals and no one else can. But if they lose those 2, the final round match against North Shore will be a virtual elimination final if North Shore can win this week. So things are still up in the air, and Newtown need a few things to fall into place. They're 7th at the moment, but they can still make it if they win their next 2 and hope Leopold lose their next 2 as well.
Do you reckon this decade, I'm just thinking here, Leopold have had kind of like a finals hangover every year? I reckon 2010 prelim final, 2012 they played finals, grand final 14. Do you think it's a psychological thing with the players? Because I know they've got a very strong coach and a bloke that's got integrity not just at Leopold but previous to that St Albans and Queenscliff. What's going on in the playing group? I'm just surprised that they've won half the amount of games Joey's has with 2 games to go.
Yeah, look, it's quite staggering. I'm not sure whether you can call it a premiership hangover from those times previous. Certainly there is a bit of lineage there to suggest that maybe that is the case. I will say this year though in their defence they have had lots of injuries. Steve Clark said after the game on the weekend. He took a couple of risks with some players that didn't quite come off. Marcus Thompson broke down within 5 minutes, and he's just trying to pump some game time into some players who just haven't simply had that opportunity throughout the season. So he's trying to rush some minutes into them before the final, so they're ready for the big stage at Simmons Stadium. So they've been a bit unlucky in that sense, and it's sort of curtailed their season a fair bit.
Yep.
Is Newtown and Chilwell the best team in the competition likely to miss finals?
Look, they had a fantastic first half of the season, so yeah, I probably think that they are. It's probably a fair comment. North Shore have probably, I think, performed this season. They've only won one game last year, and since Jason Davenport joined the club in 2015, they've only won 3 games in his tenure up to this season. So to be sitting on 6 wins, look, it's a hell of an effort from North Shore. So I still think Newtown are probably the best side in it and have the most upside, I think, too, going forward with a very young outfit.
And this weekend, of course, we've got a broadcast match. Where are you headed to, and what are you looking forward to most about this contest?
Yep, 1v2, St Mary's v St Joey's at Anthony Costa Oval. You can listen to that on Kicks 89.3 FM from 2 o'clock. Should be a good one. You never know, we might see St Joey's first loss of the season, and if we don't, we get to see 2 fantastic outfits in the best competition in country Victoria. So listen in, and we look forward to it.
You know, come to think of it, you called round 17 2 years ago. That was Joey's first loss for that season. So
it was, yeah.
you could actually do them
It could,
service.
yep.
How is the ground looking? Because I heard, you know, we're talking international Canadians in our league. You guys have had South Africans and half the AFL International Series on your venues. What's the hype like at AFL Barwon there?
It's good. It's good. Anthony Costa Oval hosted the International Cup match on Friday night.
Yep.
Which is it's fantastic exposure for the region, I guess, to get events like that. And they've had some new lights installed, so it was the first official match under lights at St Mary's. And I think I might be speaking out of school here, but might as well roll with it. I think they're hoping to get this game this weekend moved to this Friday night instead of the Saturday. But as it sits, I don't think that's probably going to happen. Left it a bit late now, but got new facilities. Everything's looking up at St Mary's, and they've got a serious football team, not only in the seniors, but all through the grades as well.
So St Mary's 10 points, Gillies 10 goals. What do you reckon?
That'd be nice for the Saints, wouldn't it?
Certainly, a lot of leagues are moving towards night games increasingly. We know that we've had that for quite some time, but up in the Goulburn Valley Footy League, my colleagues up there told me that they're actually having a night final for the first time, which is like a terrific innovation and something that we hope is successful, but perhaps it's a little bit warmer up there, maybe something that in time we would embrace. Well, you are watching the Geelong Regional Footy Show. Hope you're enjoying the program. We'll be back talking Ballerine Football League action on the other side of this sponsor announcement.